crystal ball. So I don't have too long today, unfortunately, but I did manage to jump on at least for an hour or so for a crystal ball. So I hope enough of you can join me and I still get some questions answered and everything. But yeah, so I'll go over the cards in just a moment. But if you were in quite recently, there will be the same cards. I think as 2 days ago, I think we have the same cards today. But yeah, we will see. Sid, hello and welcome. Miss Venus, hello and welcome. Liverpool, Sarah, hello and welcome as well. Risha and Jasmine. Okay, very nice to see you guys. Very nice to see you. So just bear with me because I'm trying to get comfy. I'm like too hot and then too cold and then now too cold. But okay. So Odemini, hello as well. So we have crystal ball as always for crystal ball. It is specific questions for the crystal ball. If you are new in, your full name and date of birth is best to help me connect with your energy before I do the reading. But the main thing is to not to be too broad with your question, because a broad question, don't say like what's coming in love, what's coming in money. We need to ask quite specific questions so everybody gets a chance. I can't spend too long with each person. We need to go through the chat nice and steady so everybody gets a chance and everyone has a go. And I'll get through as many questions as I can. So like I said, today is going to be a little bit more of a quieter one because I should have started earlier. I probably do only have just over an hour today, which ideally I wouldn't do a crystal ball with only an hour. I would usually do maybe pendulum or something like that. But yeah, I think everybody has been wanting a crystal ball for some time, so let's get into it. Let's get to it. But the cards, okay. So if you were in recently, you will be familiar with the cards we have today. Crystal, chakra, sorry, not crystal, chakra, druid wisdom, these love cards, the new love cards I'm really loving now. So they're the love cards, and then we have the spirit animal and spell casting as well. So we have spell casting. So just a few cards. Um, just a few cards there. I know you prefer to ask questions on the crystal ball, so I'm not going too crazy with cards when we have not much need to. But yeah, so I'll get into them now. I'll get into them. So apologies for that. So nice to see so many of you here. So looks like I did end up coming on at a good time anyway. So that's good. So Sid, will I need to order my Wegovy 10 days in advance still, okay? It's looking like yes on that, yes. I'm well, I'm well, thank you, Miss Venus, I hope you are well as well. And yes, happy October. The spooky season is coming, so that's going to be nice. And thank you for the likes, I greatly appreciate that. How will my interview go today? Best of luck, Lisa. Best of luck. Let's see what we get. Yes, I'm not seeing anything negative there, so I'm seeing a lot of positive energy there. So best of luck to you. It looks really positive, so best of luck. So Rumi, hello. I'm very well. Kevin, I hope you are well. Tanya, hello. Kieran, Yantra's feelings and intentions for me, okay. seems to be very positive feelings there. It feels like very positive feelings. It feels like coming over something maybe from the past. Maybe there was something of the past where they hadn't quite worked through it, or there was a misunderstanding or something like that. It seems like getting over something now that was from the past, but it does seem also a very friendly energy. So it's very very friendly. Risha, what are the feelings of Arian towards me? Was he playing with my feelings? Okay. I'm in two parts about it because I don't get the player energy, so I don't really feel like this is a player or the meaning to play with your energies or says out of the intentions of playing with your heart or anything like that. I certainly don't feel that, but I do feel that there's not really feeling ready to be committed, not really feeling ready to be really intentional and purposeful, you know. So in terms of be matching you where you are at, I would say but I wouldn't say a full on like an intention of being a player, if that makes sense. Like setting out with those intentions, like people who do that often can do. It does feel just a little bit more like not on the name on the same page enough, and being a bit mismatched in where you're both ready, where where your energy is ready in comparison. So Lisa, did my client like the service I offered her yesterday? Okay. I guess a yes on that. I get really positive energy with that. I get really nice, joyous kind of positive energy with that. So yes. Kevin says, what are Anirudha's red flags that I should be aware of? Okay. It's coming through kind of hot and then cold. Maybe um maybe in essence of being a bit indecisive, but there's definitely a kind of pushing forward, pulling back, pushing forward, pulling back kind of energy. Yeah, never quite, you may never quite know, you know, how they're going to feel that day or how they're going to react for that phase or period of time. So it does feel a little bit like there needs to be a bit more stability, perhaps, with their feelings and with how they're portraying them as well outwardly. Sid says, will my sister ask for the money back that she gave me for my overdraft? Okay. Okay. Yes, I do get a yes on that. Jasmine, has the twin flame thought about me? And if so, when and what were his thoughts? Okay. So it doesn't really seem like conscious thinking about you at this time. It feels like you're coming into the mind every now and then, kind of randomly, like the image of your face, your name, things like that, and that he's kind of trying to push it away. So he's kind of almost trying to prevent himself from thinking about you. So you are coming in there, but as any way of kind of contemplation or any kind of constructive thought is going, it's not really a yes because he's kind of trying to push that away. Um, Jamini, what my supervisor thinks about my work and attitude. That's what your supervisor thinks about your work and attitude, okay? So there is a little bit along the lines of work where they do seem to be feeling like you could you're perhaps not working to your best, like to your highest potential, or maybe to their expectations. But the attitude, the opinion surrounding your attitude seems pretty good. Like they feel like you have a good attitude. Lisa says, "Will I be offered the job after this interview today?" It seems like at this moment, it seems like that there may be someone that's a little bit more favored to you. So your prominence is pretty high, but it seems like there is someone else. It's almost like this competitive energy where I would say it's either you or this other person, but it does feel like there could be a bit of leaning towards that person. So I hope not. Best of luck to you because it does seem to have gone well, and they do seem to have positive energy and thoughts and everything towards you with that. So hoping for the best for you. Kevin, is it possible for me to meet Tanya in October? And if so, which day of the month? Okay. So I'm guessing the 15th come through most strongly there. So Rumi, what misunderstanding is happening between my boyfriend and I at the moment that is causing my upset, and it, how can it be improved? So looking at a misunderstanding between you and the partner and how it could be improved. Okay. So it seems a lot like your partner is showing you showing you in actions how they care or what they think, or that their feelings essentially are being presented to you, shown to you in actions, and how I might do a certain thing, how I might look after you, or whatever it might be. It seems like a communication issue. So it seems like it's almost like more honestly discussing feelings and being a bit more open with each other, which might be hard. It might initially lead way to some arguments at first, but it does seem like it's almost like they want you to kind of not guess, but like just completely understand where they're at by just the actions that they're doing. But you're more on the side of talking things through, and um, bringing our emotions up to the forefront with discussing them and talking about them. Whereas some people do really show how they care, or even when they're upset, you know, sometimes showing that they're upset can be taking distance. Sometimes showing that they really care is doing something really great for you. But I think we need a balance in the, you know, in any relationship. I think there needs to be a balance between both of these things. But it seems like you're out of balance because their balance is highly into the action, and your balance is highly into the talking. So it seems like you need to balance it out on that a little bit. So you're both kind of um, doing both, because we all need to do both. But I do feel like talking is needed a little bit more at the moment. Sarah, should I should I contact the Aries? I'm just going to turn this up a little bit because I think it's a bit quiet. Oh. Okay. Don't know why it's so quiet. I was on like 80 something. Okay. Um, Sarah, sorry. Should I contact the Aries? Okay. Yes. I got a yes on that. Kieran, what's going between my friend Alondra and her boyfriend F? Okay. I'm not really guessing anything with that at the moment. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's, you know, the most magical, you know, connection with when nothing is wrong, but it doesn't feel like there's anything particularly that I'm being drawn to that's particularly bad. So I'm not really seeing anything there. Kevin, what are A's current feelings and thoughts about me? Some level of moving past, like some level of forgetting. Now I know forgetting, it's it's definitely easier said than done, and I definitely feel like it wouldn't be, you know, it wouldn't be something where, you know, he can move past it so quickly. Of course not, but it does feel like in the process of that, like in the process of really just progressing forward and just kind of trying to continually move on and not maybe have some back and forth. Unfortunately. Lisa, do you see me being attracted to my next partner, or will it be something that grows? Okay. So I do see attraction. It doesn't seem super strong. So you know, it's not like the most beautiful, you know, physical attraction kind of energy, but there is some there. It's not like there's nothing and you're kind of building on, you know, what you might learn, and then you're growing from there. There does seem to be some initial kind of shallow connection, you know. It's just not the strongest of all, you know. Miss Venus says, I came out of the woodwork yesterday. How is he feeling and thinking about me now? Okay. Yeah, I still feel like the thoughts towards you and the attraction, the connection, the thoughts, um, the feelings to you and for you are really positive. I do feel like there's care, attraction, you know, understanding that there's a deeper level to the connection and all of those things. I do still feel positive on it. Um, AA, hello. Tanya, why is it so difficult for me to let go of on of? Okay. So it doesn't necessarily seem like something that's, you know, sometimes we can find this. Of course, there's a plethora of different reasons for different connections on why it can be difficult to let go. You know, sometimes it's just because we haven't given it enough time. Sometimes it's because it's a really deep spiritual connection that um, just will take longer than usual time anyway. But sometimes it can also be about like how we are going about that. So, you know, a lot of us like to have that good chunk of time where we're totally single. We don't focus on any other people. Some of us like to kind of distract ourselves a little bit with dating here and there, maybe a bit casually, but not, you know, not being choosing to be serious until we're serious. And it feels a little bit like you should really be in that kind of realm. Like even if it's very casual dating, you know, you're just meeting up to get to know each other, you know, over a coffee, over a drink or a bit of food. You know, you don't have to have intention to take it any further, but it just seems like energetically at least, um, your focus and your kind of energy is still very backwards. It's still very to what could have been, whether with them or with others as well. It seems like it's very to the past, and you just need to bring it. You could rein it in all totally to yourself, and that could be fine too. But it feels a little bit more like you're having guidance to just seeing what possibilities there could be. You know, very you don't have to have any committal to any of them. It could just even just be social events where you're just, you know, in a friendly sense, and it's like, but this is what other people are like, what other possibilities there are out there. Not committing to anything, but just seeing, just having like a one-on-one kind of get to know someone on a deeper level, to just kind of grasp that, because it feels like you need to drag almost a lot of your energy from the past and bring it forward and be like, go this way, come to a you know, uh, forward momentum, you know. And there are many different ways to move our energy to a forward momentum, and they don't all involve relationships and connections. Sometimes it's focusing solely on your work or your spiritual path. They can be options too, but it feels like it would be nice for you to see different kind of, to compare kind of, you know, similarities and differences in people, and you know, maybe what you did like to hold on to would also show up in other people, and that might also alleviate that energy a little bit, where you can see that there's possibilities with in other people, that also have the same positives. Druid wisdom for Kevin. So you have hidden oracles. Intuition is a compass of inner trust. So thus embrace the gifts an oracle gives to us. Carry sodalite crystal to unlock your intuitive abilities. I really feel like I can't speak today. I think I'm getting a cold, but I'm just not sure. Um, Feels almost like I have something in my throat, but it's just nothing. AA says Ash's thoughts for me today. Okay. So I'm not getting specifics on specific thoughts, but I can tell that you have come up in the mind at some point, because there is positive energy surrounding you in the very recent vicinity. So today, past day or two, I would say at the most. Jasmine, does the twin flame have any intentions of reaching out to me, and if so, when? No, it feels like there's no intentions right now, unfortunately. So I'm really sorry to say that. Miss Venus says Acacia. Oh, I don't have Acacia. No, they're in use. Or they were in use. Not within reach right now, so I apologize for that. So yeah, we have chakra, witch's wisdom, druid wisdom, love cards, and spirit animal at the moment. So I apologize for that. AA, what does Asha love about me? So mostly looking at kind of um, personality and compatibility in terms of compatibility on the life path, but also compatibility on how communication is as well. So feeling very compatible in when communicating, you know. Kieran, I don't know why everybody thinks I have Akashic. I didn't mention Akashic. I'll just double check if they're on the stand over there. I can grab them, but I don't think they are. No, I think the Akashic is downstairs. I did a few. I did a few video readings down there, and I think Akashic is down there. So I think I think the closest I can do to Akashic is Yin Yang at the moment. So I'll do those. I'll pull you guys, Miss Venus and Kieran, Yin Yang. Yeah, I don't know how long it's been since I used Akashic on stream, but sorry. Yeah, I keep getting like an itchy nose and my throat's a bit funny, I think. Thinking about praying that I'm not coming down with a cold, but we'll see. So let's do Yin Yang for Miss Venus and Kieran. Okay, so thoughts and isolating for Miss Venus. So thoughts and isolating. So the thought process that you're going through, that you're currently in, things like that. You could be being worried literally about isolating. I know we're always kind of trying to update and check and things like that about the love path as well. So and isolating, it can go further than that. It can be isolating from friends, from family, things like that. Sometimes it's a positive thing that you could have some guidance to need to isolate a little bit sometimes. But I think you were saying previously a few streams ago that you don't really get out and you do kind of you're not really going just I think correct me if I'm wrong, but that you're not really going out, you're not really connecting, going out to those social events and gatherings and things like that. Um, so it tends to be where the shift is in the yin yang card, because it's we can be you know we can be in the isolating part of the life path, the hermit mode, if you will, and we can be being called out of it if we have been in it for any length of time. But if we have not been in it and we've been very social, always going out, always dancing, we could be being called to go within and do a bit of isolating, do a bit of meditation, self-reflection, inner work. But if you have been surrounding yourself too much within that kind of realm, it might be that any of those thought processes or isolating practices that you've been doing, you might just need to flip the switch a little bit, change a little bit, just get out there and um, turn the scripts around, if you will, and yeah. So it is however it manifests for you. But if you do feel like isolating's been kind of already on the rota for a little bit, then pushing yourself out there a little bit again, um, charging those social batteries back up, or hopefully they're charged right up if you have been. So maybe going out a little bit, stepping out of the comfort zone or the hermit zone as well for Miss Venus. But yin yang for Kieran will do as well. And yes, so for Kieran, you have winter and rebirth. Winter and rebirth. So winter is your time frame. So we're all kind of getting into the winter now, and that's the time for rebirth. So it's a very positive omen about refreshed energy. Turning over a new leaf, refreshed things. So it can be very, our rebirth can be kind of outside of ourselves in the sense that we might be forced down a new path, like if it's a new job or if it's a new relationship or if it's even moving location sometimes, that they can sometimes be things that are catalyzed by other things in the life path. We don't always choose exactly when we leave our old relationship, but anything, whether it's a new job, a new friendship, new relationship, new location, or if it is something that you are fully deciding on, so reinventing yourself, a new way to dress, new style, whatever it might be, um, the reinvention, the refresh energy, the renewed energy is highly, highly positive to you right now. So really hone in on and welcome in any new refreshed energies and anything that might be a new page or a new path or just new energy. Really let that be a part of your path now and really embrace it. It's nice sometimes to go with the flow and have the momentum and kind of go with the routine, because we as humans we do like some level of routine, but it's always nice to balance it. And sometimes if you're being pushed to the new, you might just have had enough routine for now. Let's have a little switch. So new energies are really welcoming you right now. um Sun says Akashic as well. I don't know, did I say Akashic by accident or something? I feel like everybody just expects us to be Akashic. I'm sorry, I'll bring it back. But so I will do you a yin yang as well. So you have the I didn't look, fate, detours, and divine intervention. Okay, so this is interesting because it's similar to actually the lightning bolt card of the Akashic Tarot. So it's almost like you did get an Akashic Tarot anyway. It's like you got the lightning bolt. So the lightning bolt it's about it is a detour, it's divine intervention, and it's fate. It's often we begin to see signs that the lightning bolt of the Akashic Tarot is coming when we see 555 angel numbers, the fives, usually 555, but it could be 55 or 55555. Um, when we're seeing this, it's some change that's going to happen outside of your own choice. So it's a change that's going to happen to you that you won't really be able to control, change out of your control. But it happens for a reason. There's fate and divine intervention included within it. And the detour that it takes your life on is for a reason. Once you get further down the path, you will realize that actually you always should have gone down that path. That was always meant for you. Even if it seemed negative at the time, it was always meant for you because it's brought you better things to come in the future. So the lightning bolt can be scary when it initially comes about, but always takes you to a higher path. That's the best thing about it. Kieran says, what is going on between my friend Lyric and her boyfriend Elle? There does seem to be some kind of rockiness, like things aren't going perfectly well. There's a little bit of arguments and things like that. But I wouldn't say it's super, super serious. I would say it's probably more misunderstandings than anything too bad. But it does seem like things are a little bit rocky at this time. cold again now. So I had my cardigan on earlier and then took it off because I felt warm. It's kind of like it's not warm anymore here. It's certainly not warm, but sometimes it's not quite cold. So you have to get in that right outfit, you know, the right clothes. Ali's thoughts for me today for AA. Excuse me. Positive memories do seem to have come up. I would say maybe this might be a dream that has happened, but positive memories nonetheless, whether they were in a dream or in waking life. Kieran, how will my financial situation be this month? Currently facing issues. Okay, so we're looking for if there will be improvement this month. So unfortunately not seeing improvement this month as of yet. I really hope that that can turn around for you. Really will for those energies to change. AA says I took off from work today. Why is my boss I took off from work today. Why is my boss pain in ass today? I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I'm getting an overwhelming sense of stresses and tensions, which I think are, you know, very common in the workplace to have stresses and tensions. But the majority of the time, I like to think that most of us, you know, we handle them very well. And you know, if we do need to express them to others, we can express them in a calm and collected way, still with a sense of urgency, but just not in a horrible way, you know. But I do understand not everyone can do this. Not everyone has the ability to do that, and even sometimes people that do, the workload can still get on top of them. But it does seem to be the stresses and tensions that are coming up. So I do feel like it is work related. Um, Nothing from the personal life coming up there or anything like that. Kieran says, what's Kavita's feelings and intentions for me? So definitely do feel like a positive energy, like a wishing you well, like wishing you to be happy kind of energy. But it doesn't feel like super strong. It doesn't really feel like there's a lot of thought put into you. Fire and water, hello. Jasmine. Oh, Jasmine says, hey, Tio. Yes. It's nice to see you because we haven't seen you for a long time. Or don't catch you very often. Miss Venus, last time you picked up that the issue with O is coming to an end. What issue is that? Is he moving or is his interest in me or moving? Is his interest in me or moving coming to an end? Okay. Well, I would lean to moving with that because although I don't recall moving specifically for him, um, I don't feel the interest in you coming to an end. So I would lean to moving, yes. MS Venus says, is there a cut-off time for me meeting this new soulmate? And is he ready for me? Okay. I feel like really the end of November will be like the total cutoff. Um, I feel like the end of this year may be a kind of maybe I'd be drawn to say that in a kind of, I don't know, to give things a little bit of leeway because things keep kind of seeming to be up and down. But the end of November is what's coming through in the ball there. So, but is he ready for me? Okay. Yes, I get a yes on that. Fire and water. That's nice. Kieran, how far am I from my future spouse? Like timeline, not distance. Okay. Seems like just under 2 years, maybe like a year and 3/4. Miss Venus says, let's ask again, does the soulmate go to my gym? I'm guessing a no on that. Tanya M says, how will tomorrow be for me? So I'm guessing very positive energy. I'm particularly guessing very positive energy surrounding a connection. So that's really nice. Communication, connection, something positive within a relationship. So that's nice. Fire and Water says, may I have a card of your choice? Yes, of course. So let's spirit animal. Let's do that. Spirit animal. To have the rabbit spirit. Now is a lucky time. A lucky time. So rabbit spirit. Yeah, luck. Luck is kind of the main one you can really say as well with rabbits. Is luck. Also can have a fertile energy, so it can be luck with things. Well, it can be luck with anything that's like breathing new life into things, but we particularly kind of look to that around our creative paths, creative things as well with the rabbit spirit. So that's nice. Risha, so I'm confused between doing a job after masters in chemistry or going for PhD in chemistry. Okay, so doing a job after the masters or going for PhD. Okay. I'm guessing PhD come through more prominently. Oh my gosh. Oh, I really do think I'm coming down with a cold. Ah, ah. I'll be okay. I'll just moan about it. Oh, itchy. Guided by Universe, hello and welcome. I hope you are well. Jasmine says, oh, oh yeah, just replying. Yeah, very very sweet. Hope you guys stay in touch. Stay in touch. It's really nice when we other people meet through the community and connect and stay in touch and things like that. Andrea, what was Carlos the Leo's feelings for me? I'm an Aries. Is he playing with my emotions or what's something real? Okay, is he playing with your feelings or does he want something real? Okay. I'm getting want something real, so I'm getting want something real there. Miss Venus says, is this new person aware of my existence, and if so, what does he think? At this point, there seems to be some level of having seen you. So there's a positive energy, but it's just how you look at the moment. Mr. Blue, am I on the right path in life? Okay. Yes. So although it does seem like there are some ways in which you could like level up, if you will, or raise to a higher vibration. You definitely are on the right path. You haven't gone, you haven't like fallen from the light or gone into the dark or anything like that. You're in the good energy. You're on the good path. So yes. Kieran, may I know appearance of future spouse? We did that too recently. So I don't think it would have changed. I don't think it would have changed. Hopefully, your future spouse is set. But yeah, we can always check that one, like maybe in a couple of weeks or something like that. Jasmine, is there going to be a falling out or a separation that takes place this month between the twin flame and the SO? Okay. Falling out there seems to be a falling out just after the middle of this month. Fire and water. I am applying for jobs until my son finishes 5th grade and he needs support. Is this the right strategy, or I should be going for the PhD? Okay. Yeah, so I'm getting more positive energy about the applying for the jobs at the moment. Yes. Candy, is the month of October going to be fulfilling, and do you see any winnings for me? Okay. So it does seem like there's very fulfilling energy surrounding this month, although I do only see the possibility of winnings to be very small. It does seem like there's a very small possibility of winning within the next few days and more towards the end of the month. But fulfilling energy in general, like looking further than just winnings, seems very good, seems very nice. Ascending Universal Butterfly. Hello and welcome back. It's lovely to see you. Samina, hello and welcome. It's not members only questions. No, it's not members only. Jazz Romero says, will my cousin Jacob text me back today? I'm guessing a no on that actually. Samina, Asan's current energies towards me, no contact situation. Okay, Asan's current energies, okay? There does seem to be some level of missing you, but it certainly does seem mostly like the energy is I'm moving forward, I'm kind of moving past. Miss Venus says, how does the soulmate look like physically, and how is his personality? Okay. Let's say brown hair, quite lightish brown, I would say. And I would say tall. I wouldn't say like overly tall or anything, but I would say tall. I would say like a toned build. You know, like I'm not saying seeing like super muscular, but certainly not like slim or overweight. The personality is interesting. It seems like there's quite a there's a forwardness in some respects, like kind of almost being very. It may come off as being quite sure of himself, but it's not like in a purposeful way. Like there's definitely an openness to. I definitely feel that there's an openness to hearing the other sides of the story, or hearing other people's experiences and things like that. But I do feel that when he speaks, it may be very with conviction, you know, like even if it isn't really something that he knows too much about. I feel like there's just it just seems to be that kind of energy. Maybe it just comes across like really confident, but there is this energy of being interested in others' views and others' experiences as well. So I just want to put that out there. I'm not saying like, oh, like hugely egotistical. Like I'm not saying that, but it could be a thing sometimes. You know, where maybe he seems like he's being super sure of himself. You know, but it seems like there's always willingness to listen. You know, as well. I feel like there's a good level of romance, you know. Not, you know, a lot of people, maybe not to the level of romance that we might all want. So, you know, I can't speak for everybody else, but you know, um, um, a lot of us in general would really love something like super romantic. I feel like he has a good level of that, giving that romantic energy. That, and I think that comes along with just being generous in general, like being a nice person in general as well. Um, but you know, on the other side of that, there are a lot of guys and even women as well who just aren't romantic at all. So I feel like it's a nice balance, I guess, or middle ground perhaps. Candy says, do you see any financial stability for Marlon this month? Okay. It it seems like a little bit of an increase in finances, but it doesn't really seem like it, I don't really get stable. I get like up a little bit and then down a little bit. Like I don't really feel like it's stable as such. It does seem a little bit unstable, but there are chances of it heightening a little bit at times. Um, I'm so sorry. My nose is so itchy with this cold. Ugh. Jasmine, is there going to be a falling out of separation that happens between the twin flame and the SO before the year is up, if not this month. Okay. Right now, I'm seeing more fallings out in terms of like arguments and conflicts, but that don't go full scale of like ending the connection, if that makes sense. So at the moment, I would say no on that, but it's always something to look back on. So Samina, which chakras do I need to work on? Okay. Root and throat chakra seem to be coming up most for you. Root and throat. Miss Venus, how does October look for me in terms of my love life? Okay. The most prominent energies are Omar and the new connection possibility. So I would say that like C and the twin flame, their prominences seem a lot less low. I would say that it seems much lesser chance of any kind of meeting up or arranging anything, at least. Like, you know, maybe you might get a message here and there, but I feel like in terms of something more solidified, the new person or are much more prominent. But I do still see someone totally unrelated to all of those four people. It's like there may still be a reaching out online from someone else, from a different person who goes a little bit back, maybe towards maybe a bit of player type energy, not really player, but just not very incompatible, so maybe not on the right page as you, maybe not very committed energy, that kind of thing. Yeah. So there's still a possibility of that this new person also reaching out as well. You're welcome, of course you're welcome. Kevin, what can I talk about with A, to make our connection progress and him become more interested in me, okay? Music and games seem to be two things that are coming up more prominently there. Liverpool 30, so should I reach out to the Aries? Yes, I guess a yes on that. Miss Venus says, can you clarify what is this current chapter? Am I just starting at middle or end? Okay. I'd say middle, maybe just past middle. Fire and Water says 1414. Samina, does Dr. Adnan think about me? Okay. I'm guessing a no on that, unfortunately, I'm sorry to say. Shelley, will I be reunited with AJ this month? There is a possibility of this. It's not a definite, but there is a possibility. It's coming as quite prominent, so maybe 50-60% prominence. Andrea, is Carlos Leo cheating on me with his ex-wife or someone else? Okay. So the ex-wife energy is coming up there, so I am sorry to say that. Guys, I greatly appreciate the likes on the video, so probably do not have too much long left now. I do apologise for jumping on when I don't have much time today, but I wanted to at least do an hour or so today, so probably do about 10, maybe 15 more minutes. I'll try my best, and I apologise for coughing and everything like that as well. I definitely do feel like I'm coming down with some sort of a cold, some level of a cold here. So I apologise for that, but as long as I'm not dying, I am going to be coming on as much as possible. So you should see me again tomorrow as well, probably every day this week. So we'll do a longer crystal ball at some point within the next week. You know, we're on Thursday already? Wednesday, Thursday, yes. So before next Thursday, we'll have a longer crystal ball. But please do like the video if you haven't liked it already. I greatly appreciate that. And I'll post up as much as I can about when I will come on. And the members channeling will be, the first members channeling will be scheduled as well. It's Saturday, but we'll just schedule the time today. Jasmine says, what's the Twin Flames reason for actively trying to push thoughts away about me now? Is it just because he's trying to focus on her and doesn't want any distractions? That's how I feel it. I'll look, but that is how I feel it. Yes, I do. I agree with that. Samina, do you mean how do I see your energies? Tanya, is it okay if I only take my completed architectural model tomorrow instead of my completed portfolio sheet as well? I would say as much as possible would be best, you know, to be all rounders and to do the most that you can. But I am getting yes, that will be okay. Kevin, what can I do to increase my chances to get an implementation project from Europe as my first project? Maybe any meditation manifestation technique. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so ultimately connecting your kind of practice with the location that you're trying to work with is going to have a positive effect. So if you can if you can take like a ritual or a manifestation or a mantra or a technique, like you're saying, that's from around the area that you're looking at, like, you know, from any particular area maybe in Europe that you're looking at, if you can find those certain things there, it can even be things like the certain elements that are widely used there in, you know, you might do a spell or a manifestation and it might not be exact to any kind of ritual that is done in any part of Europe, but having like key elements that are commonly used in other spells, other things like that, can really help. So just taking as much as you can from that certain location in any techniques, mantras or rituals from that location or locations quite close by will help. AA, what does Asha want from me? So there doesn't really seem to be much. It's not like wanting something from you, but there certainly does seem to be an inability to fully let you go, to completely let you go. So it's kind of like just wanting that connection, that level of connection, you know, that open communication channel, if you will. It's 11:11 here. Oh. Kevin says I went to church today. Did anyone feel interested in me? And if so, any description of them, okay? I'm getting a no on that, I'm sorry to say. And Sunrise, is this a good idea for me to move abroad after 2 years? Yes, I guess a yes on that. You're very welcome. Miss Venus, this morning I woke up to an affectionate and encouraging good morning text from, oh, why the change of energy? This man is putting me in an emotional roller coaster. Oh. Yeah, so it does really feel like, it really feels like sometimes when he pulls away, or when he's not, maybe not quite as affectionate, like not necessarily, maybe he doesn't pull away, maybe he still talks, but just not as to an affectionate level, if that makes sense. It does seem like sometimes he's doing that because he feels like you are, or he feels kind of like, yeah, like he feels like you are, like maybe he's reading you wrong, but he feels that you are. And I do feel like although his intention, when he feels like you're stepping back or being at a certain level, he does want to meet you at that certain level, because he doesn't want to be the chaser, or you know, rather than the one getting chased. He wants it to be equal, he wants there to be a balance, and it does feel like he does sometimes try to meet you where you're at, or where he feels like you're at. It feels like he there was just a bit of not being able to really resist there, and kind of wanting to just um give in to his feelings, you know, give in to his feelings, because his feelings do kind of encourage him to seek you and to chase you, and to, you know, to be affectionate. So giving in, I want to say giving in as such, because not as in like he's trying to suppress them, or deny his feelings, but just like I said, just trying to be with you, be level with you, instead of too forward or too much, you know. Jasmine, without giving away too much detail, can you tell me what this dream meant, where I broke into Randall's house while he wasn't there, and he had a closet full of my clothes that I was trying to get out of there before anybody goes back? Okay. Okay. So also, it almost seems to be about wanting to take as much as yourself away from the connection as possible, without anybody noticing, without him noticing. You know, if you could minimize yourself from his life completely, and it wouldn't impact anybody, I feel that perhaps you would do that, because that's kind of how the dream portrays it. It's like if you could completely remove yourself from his life completely, and no one would notice, and no one would, you know, have any negative impact from that, like, then you would do it. But because there would be people who would be negatively impacted by that, that is kind of the reason why you can't do it. And the dream is kind of it's damage minimizing. It's like trying to take as much of yourself away from him, but doing the least amount of damage, and that's why you're trying to get in and out quickly before he's kind of back, if that makes sense. Pooja, hello and welcome. So guys, I do have to go in just a moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down, and anyone who hasn't had a question answered yet, or is new or anything like that, if you haven't had a question answered, I will answer those questions now, or one or two of those questions now. So if you are new, I'm Venus, and this is Secret Frequencies. So I do apologise, I haven't really said anything about the stream or introduced myself at all, whilst just jumping on with this very quick stream today. Do usually go on for longer than this for Crystal Ball, so I do apologise for that. But my name is Venus, this is Secret Frequencies, and we do tons of different types of readings on the stream, on these streams. Trying to come on at least 5 times a week. We'll likely be on for the next 4 days, at least once a day, with all different types of readings like crystal ball, tarot, pendulum, flower reading, bone reading, and other different types of readings. So you can check my channel to see the different types of things that I do if you are new. But yes, so welcome anyway. If you are new, feel free to subscribe, and please do like the video. I really appreciate the likes on the video. Pooja, what was Anne's most recent thought for me? It seems to be kind of like wishing you well, and thinking about your life path, your future, and if your future is progressing to where you want it to. Now that I have decided to move on from Anne, what does my guide say in this regard? Okay. Yeah, it certainly does feel mostly like support, because although there is an understanding that as a twin flame connection, you will reconnect at some point, whether it's, you know, in the future of this lifetime or in a different lifetime. I do feel like there's understanding that you will reconnect, but I feel like N is living N's own life over there, you know, and I feel like you're missing out, because if you wait too long, you'll miss out, you know? Uh, Liverpool says, what is the likely outcome of me sending the message to Aries? Okay. It seems like the response will be there'll be a wait. So it doesn't seem like you'll get a response right away. It seems like there'll be a little bit of a wait as you're waiting for that response, but ultimately it could go in a more positive direction. Fire and Waters talking about recreating Inception with Jasmine. Well, you'll have to come on stream and let us know about it if it happens. Like, in our Inception last night, this happened. What does it mean? I can try to decipher it for you. Oh, you're welcome. Sunch, you're welcome. Samina says, do I see any romantic connection building with Dr. Adnan in coming days? I guess a no on that, actually, I'm sorry to say. 15:15 now, oh. Firebird, hello and welcome. Thoughts and feelings when he last saw me, okay. It seems to be contemplating if I'm doing the right thing. There does seem to be a little bit of regret of not fully really seeking things and further with you creeping in. Aslila says, what is Lido thinking about me? I'm hoping to see you soon, seems to come through most prominently. Rena Mary, hello and welcome. Shiva B, Swathi, hello and welcome. Oh my, I really hope you get a question answered. Will Darshan marry Swathi? What do you see about my marriage? Lovely to see you with Crystal Ball. Yeah, so I'm really sorry that it is a short one today, guys. I do apologise, but let's do that. Will Darshan marry Swathi? Okay. So you are seeing like a 60% there, so there is a possibility there. It's not the highest percentage that we've wanted, but it's not bad. I'll pull you a love card as well, since you are just catching me at the end. Nothing has gone wrong. Trust the process. The connection is divinely timed. So there you are. It's a positive omen for your love path. You're welcome. Oh, Aries, hello and welcome. Will my partner really be moving out this month? Okay. It feels like the chance has slightly gone a little bit up again, but I still sorry, I have a cold. I still lean more to no. I still lean more to no. It seems like that chance has gone up a little bit since I last checked, but I still lean more to no, even for this whole month. So yeah. So I think I would say yes to the guidance to meet. Hope to see you soon, Fire and Water. You're welcome, Candy. How will my walking and touring trip to the mountains go? There's a strong excitement energy. There's strong excitement energy around that, but it does seem to be quite positive. I'm not really picking anything up, or I didn't pick anything up for bad weather. So praying that you get the best possible weather that you can. Oh, thank you, Jazz Ramiro. Says, hope you're feeling better. Thank you. Vibe with. May I know T's true feelings for me currently? Okay. So mostly a friendly energy, but there is a strong magnetic link. Like there is like being magneted to you or back to you. There is a strong magnetic attraction there. Reflecto 689. Where will I meet my next person in my love path? I'm guessing online. Online, like online dating though? come through there? Oh, Ankita, I hope you have a wonderful time. I'm sorry that I'm jumping off. I'm so sorry. Ascended Universal Butterfly, hello and welcome. I hope you're feeling well. So guys, I do apologise that it's a short stream today. Yes, so I will jump off now, but like I said, it will be on for at least one stream, at least one stream for the next 4 days, at least one stream per day for the next 4 days. But yeah, going to look after myself a little bit because my throat's not feeling great. But I would definitely be on. I will definitely be on even if I'm not feeling great. Just might get my lemon and ginger tea next time. But it's really, really nice to at least be able to check in with you guys for just an hour. So I will do my best to be on for longer for the next crystal ball. Tomorrow, well, I'll post about it. I know Saturday is going to be channeling. So we have tomorrow. Maybe we could do crystal ball tomorrow. It'll be a little bit later than today if we do. So I'll have to see, but I will keep trying to post on the post tab whenever I know of the definite time. I know tomorrow will be later than this because let's see the time. So tomorrow it might start around the time that it is right now. So the time we're finishing up at here, it might start more around that time. But on Saturday, I think the channeling is going to be more between 6 and 8 GMT, but we might do some flower reading before the stream on Saturday, and then on Sunday I will have to get back to you on that one, but just keep checking the posts section because I will post if I'm fully confirmed about when I have a time gap. I will post about getting on. So yes. So love, light, and blessings to each of you. I really hope to see you soon. And yeah, if you realise you haven't liked the video yet, please do like it because I will keep coming back with the same streams, popular ones like crystal balls, the more likes that they get. But yes, really hope to see you all soon. And thank you for joining me. And I really apologise to those who I did not get too many questions for you. I really apologise. So hope we meet at a better time next time.